Welcome to the Church on a Hill podcast with Tim Sievers and Pastor Corey from Palouse Federated Church in Palouse, Washington. We're glad you could join us, and today we have a very special guest. I'm live from an exotic beach. Corey's live from his office, and our special guest Mary is live from the desert. So
in front of a bed sheet.
In front of a bed sheet. Well, welcome, Mary. Welcome. It's good to have you back on, or have you on the show for our first time ever.
Yeah, I've waited my whole life for this moment.
Wow.
You're one of many. We're just waiting. Oh boy.
Yeah, thank you, Mary, for joining us. Tim, this is our first time doing a Zoom recorded podcast or video, right? Are you getting the audio simultaneously, Tim, for our audio group? Or
I am not. We've got one thing going on here, so it better turn out good.
Okay. Shouldn't have asked him that question. That was kind of putting him on the spot. Well, it's good to have you here, Mary. You are a Palouse resident. You're a wonderful creative artist, and you've been deeply involved in community response and preparation for this COVID-19 situation, season, crisis that we're in. So we wanted to have you on and have an encouraging, fun podcast, but also informative. So yeah, I don't know where to start. We could just start with talking about the Palouse Hotline. Can you tell us about what is the Palouse Hotline? How do people access it? Yeah.
Sure. So the Palouse Hotline is a few things. In one layer, it's a website where our community has streamlined a lot of information that regarding COVID-19, symptoms, who to call, all that kind of information that you need right away when you're trying to learn about the situation. It's also an actual hotline. It's also a phone number you can call if you're a person in need, and we can connect you to those resources, whether that's financial or food or emotional, spiritual. Like, really, we're just trying to act as a hub to be able to connect neighbors to neighbors that can help them. And it's also a remote project that's keeping me pretty busy. So I guess that's the last level. It's my brand new job that I've got during the crisis, is I get to update the hotline and comb the internet for resources and try and really hone stuff in.
Cool. Yeah. So the website is palouse.persona.co.
Sure.
Oh, you have check that out. Palouse.persona.co.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I heard you guys talking in a previous podcast about why it was that website, and I've got those answers for you.
You do, because we are not up to date on stuff. So I said on that podcast, I didn't know you could have a .co address.
Yeah, it's it was just the quickest way to get this started. I guess I didn't have time to think, I should buy PalouseHotline.com, because we started this website and started working on it right when everything was kind of hitting our community. And Persona.co is a great free web platform.
Oh, okay.
Friendly. And so I was able to get a free site, put Palouse in the front, and just working on it that way.
See, I didn't even know what Persona.co was. Did you, Tim?
No, I had no idea.
This is an example of how together in the community we can know more together, and you're doing that, Mary, and we didn't even know it existed. So so a quick, easy, affordable way. What's the phone number if people want to call in for the Palouse Hotline?
Written that down. I don't have a commercial for my phone number. The phone number is 509-608-3648.
608
608-3648.
Okay.
And you'll get a voicemail if you call, and so you can leave us a message. Yes, now that's a commercial. Love that. Sponsorship.
Yeah. Right there.
You can leave us a message if you're someone that can help out in some way, or someone in need. Leave us a message and we'll connect you to the right folks.
What's the email address?
Oh, great question. PalouseHotline@gmail.com.
Oh, that's easy. Palouse Hotline at gmail.com. Okay, cool. And so tons of information there and ways for people in need who need to access some resources. Maybe you've been out of work, you're laid off, you need some food. You've never done the food pantry before, you've never been on assistance, and this is a unique situation. And I think there can be some stigma with asking for help, but we need to just encourage one another that if you're in need, there's people who want to help, and there are resources available. We're pooling together as a community, and so there's no shame in asking for help, right? And if you need help right now, there's people who are providing that and want to connect you with those resources. On related to that, if you're finding yourself with time and you want to, like Mary, get yourself busy with being part of the project to help others, there's some things that we need people to do. So you can also use the website or the email address or the phone number and say, hey, I want to help. And we'll try to connect you with an opportunity to serve. So yeah. I know, Tim, how do you serve when you're way out there on the beach? I mean,
I'm pretty much waiting for people to serve me drinks and stuff. So,
would you order a Corona?
Oh, no Corona.
No. Mary, frankly, Tim and I were going to fill this out on the website, but we have a need. We have a need for better music for our show. And we've heard that you might be able to provide that. And I don't know if that's the case or if that's putting you on the spot, but I heard that you hosted or were part of hosting the open mic the other night, a virtual open mic. Is that the right name? Can you tell us more about that? I heard you had some music involved with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. I worked with Jens Haig and Leslie, two musicians in town that I'm sure many people know about, and we held the very first homebound Palouse open mic. It was totally incredible. It was the first time for any of us trying to manage a large group on Zoom, and the first time for most of us trying to perform over a computer, but we had over 20 performers.
Wow.
We had 64 screens zooming in, many of them with whole families, so like a huge attendance, and it was about 3 hours of music. It was really, really special. Everything from accordions to pianos to guitars. We had some really hilarious commercials done by just regular Palouse people.
I heard about that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, I think something that's been so hard for so many people is feeling pretty isolated and out of touch in a community where we're really used to seeing each other all the time, whether it's in the grocery store, the post office, or the restaurant. And this gave us all a chance to at least see each other's faces and sing some of our favorite songs. And I just felt incredible afterwards. I really felt like I'd been with everybody for a few hours. And that's exactly the kind of medicine I needed on day 23 in the queue.
Oh, wow. Day what?
What I call this virtual world we live in now, the queue.
The queue.
Yeah.
Wow.
But big thank you to everyone. And we had Palouse kids that now live in Seattle that were able to Skype in, and people's parents that live in other places that were able to Zoom in. And it was a pretty incredible group of people that we just never would have gotten to hang out like that in real life, even on a regular day. So it was nice.
Yeah. I think this is a difficult and stressful situation, and yet it's providing some motivation for us to do some creative things that we have the capabilities, but maybe we didn't have the push to do it, right? Like the virtual open mic, or even with some of the stuff we're doing with the church, where people were far away, or we did a talent show where grandparents could watch because it was all online. And Tim's parents watched from Michigan, and that wasn't even something we did before. And similar to what you're saying, that's pretty cool. And I think we need to do that to build our connections and encourage one another. Because as much as we may not want to talk about this, we've got it, in Washington State, we've got at least a month, right, of staying at home more. May 4th is about a month away from when we're recording this, and we got to be keeping ourselves mentally, emotionally healthy and taking care of each other. And so do you have any thoughts about that, Mary, or things we can do to take care of each other in community?
Yeah, I've been thinking an awful lot about Woody Guthrie lately.
Yeah.
This photo and article that gets passed around every New Year's, his New Year's resolutions, and some of them are real funny. And the one that I just keep going back to is his resolution where he just said, "Keep hoping machine running." And you know, I try to wake up every day and I think about that. Like, how do I build the hoping machine today? Like, how can I create some joy? How can I connect with someone? How can we as a community, like, keep that hoping machine running? You know, as everybody dips and ebbs at different times, you know, you can have a lousy day and you can have a good day, but we have to continue just reaching out to one another, you know, telling good jokes, singing songs, and also like talking about what's really difficult. I had a friend in Minnesota whose strategy was give yourself 3 small pleasures every day and 1 appointment with grief. And that's been another thing that's really helped me, not to ignore the chaos, but to give myself time every day to grieve and to mourn that which is lost. And also to like celebrate that which is new and that which is here. So
I like that 3-to-1 ratio of joy to grief, though. I can go down the rabbit hole like anybody and just read the statistics and read the negative news that's out there. And I think to a degree we should be informed. But if you're doing that 80% of the time that you're online and not looking at what's good or doing self-care and what helps you spiritually, emotionally to be right, it's going to make it harder on yourself, right? So yeah, that's really good. Three pleasures, 3 joys, and allowing yourself to grieve. So back to music. Music's important.
music's important.
Do you have the ability to make some music? Like Tim and I are not musicians. Would you agree, Tim? Or can you hear me in the paradise, Tim? Can you hear me in paradise there?
You know, honestly, I've kind of tuned it out a little bit because I can hear the waves crashing on the shore.
The breeze.
The wind is blowing through my hair, you know. It's just so lovely here. But, you know, I don't know if you could say you're not a musician because I've seen you doing some Lizzo impersonations recently.
Number 1, by the way. Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, that was mostly my daughter's video production skills and coaching because, I had no idea who Lizzo was before that, really. So I'm ashamed to admit. But and Dr. Andy Edwards put together the contest that was mentioned, just a wonderful contest of hand washing and singing. But back to what you were saying, Tim. But we're not musical.
We're not musical.
No. Yeah.
But you
so
are.
We need help. We need help.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna play you a little something I worked on. I don't have the words yet, but I thought maybe I could give you guys some great transitions for your podcast.
We need that. Tim, are you recording this?
We're recording it.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay, ready? Here it comes.
Okay, it's coming. I think this fits our show, Tim.
Yeah, and then I have this one for when it gets a little funny.
Okay.
So it's like truffle this time.
Okay, Tim, talk over this and introduce our podcast. Practice it, Tim.
Hey, welcome to the Palouse Church on a Hill podcast. This is Tim Severs and Pastor Corey, and we're here to have a great time with you. Look at me. I'm having a great time here in paradise. How about you?
Oh, wow. That music had an amazing effect on you, Tim.
I really brought out the car salesman.
I guess.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
oh, whoa!
But wait, that's not all.
that's not all. I've been practicing this.
What is that?
This is a melodica. It's a piano that you blow air into.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, I did a commercial during open mic for our local businesses using a Backstreet Boys cover. If you'd like to hear that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a little riff, and you know, I'm under pressure now, so.
Hey,
might
no
not
pressure,
be
no
able to
pressure.
do that. What else is there to do with the cue? Let's get funny with it.
That is awesome.
Learn a language. Start a podcast. Oh, you guys already did it. You're all
That is awesome. Hey, do you have recorders at home? You know, the recorder type?
I do.
I saw somebody who in isolation made a bagpipe out of 2 recorders and like a garbage bag, and they made like a homemade bagpipe. I think you should look that up. I don't know, maybe.
Incredible. I bet it sounds atrocious.
But
But I don't know. My tagline these days is there's nothing else to do. So why not?
why not make a homemade bagpipe? I mean, that's there was no need before, but suddenly we need a homemade bagpipe. So that was thank you. That was special. The music, the Backstreet Boys. I don't think I'm gonna forget that.
I mean, it wasn't my idea. I had some friends who on Zoom who were learning it on their instruments, and I was like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. Let's all learn Backstreet Boys on instruments.
And I think, okay, so there's a key. Like, we can either just get doom and gloom, this sucks, even if you've been laid off or you've had some difficult ramifications from this, and I'm not dismissing those, but our mental attitude and our approach to this is very important. We could learn something new. We could be connecting with people, contacting people. I mean, if you're really struggling, I'm not saying deny your pain or anything, but I think we have a choice. Like, do I want to have some fun today? Do I want to meet with some people online? So I think that's awesome, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
You got to find the silver linings every day, and whether that's being able to have open mic with people all over the country, or you have the time to learn a silly song. Like, there's always a good bit. We just got to keep noticing them.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So what do we need to think about? And I guess this question is for both of you in the next couple of weeks. I know you guys kind of partnered on putting out a community mailing that hopefully people in the Palouse 99161 zip code got or received in the mail, the actual mail, that was a full sheet of information and phone numbers and ways to connect resources in our town. And I think that's important information, but what I'm learning in this crisis is that we may have new things to think about next week. I mean, people are scrambling to get masks right now, for example, and that might be a specific question to you, Mary, but are there things we need to be thinking about in the next week or two as a community? What do you think, guys?
I think it's a lot about staying ahead of it. Like, we know, Palouse has been really good about this so far. Like, we got started on helping each other before there was a cry for help, right? Like, we're like, okay, let's get this going. Let's figure out how to help each other. And I think the next few weeks are one of our biggest challenges, besides like the actual challenge of money and food and rent and those like very serious logistical issues. I think the next biggest challenge is going to be like feeling really pent up and having a bit of cabin fever and feeling really isolated. And how can we like make appointments to like go on a long walk with someone that needs to get outside, or and practice that safe distancing. But that doesn't mean you have to walk alone. You can walk with a friend and catch up and visit, and start to brainstorm just ways to to bring joy into a really strange situation that we're in.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all are really starting to miss each other right now, which is why open mic felt so good. And I think that that's just going to kind of intensify a bit as the weeks go on.
Yeah. Do you expect to do another open mic?
You know, the stay-home order's been pushed out till May 4th, which puts us on another First Friday. So we'll be doing another homebound open mic. All are welcome. But I don't know. I guess I also just want to say the whole podcast community, if you have an idea that you think we could pull off as a group, like, let me know. I'm happy to think differently about this and to get creative with it and to be really nimble and come up with ways to celebrate our community, celebrate one another, and really weather this together in a way that feels good.
Cool. Masks. I wore a mask out in public today. I think masks are one thing people are starting to realize, my family needs that. I need one. I don't have one. And I wonder, as a community, I'm guessing there's some resourceful people out there. I know some people have been making masks for health organizations and so forth, and I think that's important. But now CDC is recommending that we all wear a mask when we're out and about, and not everybody has one. So any thoughts on that, or just maybe the general same thing is we can help each other with this. Don't go without is what I would say.
I know there's a local group working together on kind of like a mask task force here in Palouse that I can add. I will add that to the hotline page. Cool. My favorite thing that I've come across is the NoSew Mask, where I should have brought it down here. It's what I've been using, where you because I have all these beautiful bandanas, and it's the way how you can turn a bandana into a multi-layer mask with just some hair ties and your bandana, and it looks really cute. So I'm getting some good fashion mileage out of doing that way too, and I can drop a link to that. But I know there's quite a few people in town that are willing to make you a mask if you're someone that needs one, and if you're someone that likes to sew. We have a lot of great patterns right now that have been approved as healthy ways to go about it.
Cool. So folks, look for information on the Palouse Hotline website soon. With the NoSew Mask, with the mask group task force and patterns. I'm guessing Mary will throw that stuff on there quickly because that's how she rolls. So
what else to do?
Yeah. What else? You got to make bagpipes. What are you talking about? You got to make bagpipes. Maybe the masks come first.
Hone in on your theme song. I'll work on that this week.
Oh yeah, that's essential too. Yeah. Tim, any other questions or thoughts?
I think just to echo what Mary was saying too about just choosing to be hopeful and finding ways to help our neighbors. There's being creative about how we connect with people, and as even as strange as something like this might have felt to us a couple of weeks ago, now it's kind of that thing that we long for and we crave, is this human interaction with other people. And you can go on walks with people. That's really important. You can, if you want help setting up something like this Zoom call that we're doing, we have resources and people who can help you do that, so you can connect with your family and friends wherever. If you have meetings you need to do. I mean, we're all helpers here in this community. It seems like a lot of helpers. And so there are people here looking to help. So if you have a need, let somebody know. And if you can be a help and you want to be a help, let us know, and we can help bring people together. That's what we want to do, is bring people together to help each other get through this and in the best way that we can, whatever that's going to look like.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and add to that. There, the hotline has a lot of very straightforward, serious information and resources for parents, for students, for business owners. But we also have a whole section that's just about entertainment. So I recommend, taking a stroll over there. There's some amazing websites that have been built, just in the past few weeks that are offering these really engaging, interesting corners of the internet that we never would have found before. So if you're looking to have some fun, scroll through. It's got concerts, it's got radio stations, it's got videos to watch, all sorts of things. A whole section on exercise. Don't forget to move your body. It's so important. So.
Yeah, Tim, out there on the beach, you can't just lay around on the sand. You got to, do some beach yoga or something.
I want to see some beach volleyball solo.
Beach volleyball. Yeah.
I'd be willing to give that a try. Beach yoga, you don't want to see that. So
That's awesome. So there's all kinds of resources on the website. I just thank you for organizing that and keeping on top of it, Mary. Anything else you want to share with us at all? Any other things you got for us?
I think there's a obligatory and enthusiastic thank you to the whole Palouse community for all the different ways we come together. Mike Milano's been running info sources for me for 3 weeks straight now to make sure that the hotline gets all the right information. Being able to work with y'all over at the church has been wonderful. I think we live in a really, really special community, and we've always been a town about radical openness and earnestness, and I've been really grateful for all of the beauty that's come out of this place in the past 26 days. They've been stuck at home.
not that anyone's counting.
Day 26 in the queue. Things get weird.
Did it get 3 days longer than the last time you said it?
She was talking about Friday before.
About
the open mic. So yes, it's kind of 3 days longer.
I mean, It's day 45 in the queue. Whatever. There's no anymore. All we have is today. Let's make today a good one. Let's help each other.
It's Blur's Day. Every day's Blur's Day, right? So yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. This is my kids' spring break. So we said, so for spring break, you can have a half-hour shorter school day. Isn't that brutal?
That is so brutal. And maybe it'll be sunny. You better stay at work.
Yeah. You can have half-hour less schoolwork and go to bed a half an hour later. There you go. No, I don't know.
They're generous.
Yeah.
I also want to share, if anyone is down in the dumps and needs to make a list like this, my friend Zoe made things I can do.
What's this?
Better.
Yeah.
She made this last year, but it's been something that I've really been looking to, and I'm like, dang, I feel down on the dumps today. I just check the things that I can do to feel better list, and it's really helpful. You can personalize it. Give me a call. I got nothing else to do. I can help you make your list. Things you can do to feel better. Some great ones are drink some water, play songs, go outside, touch the dirt, help, tidy up. I mean, it's endless. We can come up with things we can do to feel better.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good idea. I know I've talked to some people who just can get stuck in negative thoughts about what is going to happen, what bad stuff is going to happen. And I understand some of that's just very logical to be thinking about the potential stuff, but it's not a healthy place to just be always thinking about that stuff. So having a list where there's still a lot of good stuff to think about. There's fun stuff I can do. I can connect with people. I can go outside. I can listen to some of my favorite songs. And I know sometimes we don't feel like it doing that. We just feel in the dumps, and that's exactly when we need to do it, right? Self-care is healthcare. I've been telling people nice. The best healthcare you can do for yourself is self-care. So you got to take care of you. You got to take care of you so that you can take care of your loved ones, your neighbors, your community. So, and wow, that was a great list. I know we didn't get all of it. A great idea. Any other ideas floating on your magical table there? You got instruments and
no, I got my friend Jack made this, what he's calling a quarantine, a zine you make in quarantine, just bread recipes,
Awesome.
I feel like the thing that's really helped me in the past few
weeks. Is that Jack that used to live in town briefly, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He'll send this to you if you're interested in having 18 different bread recipes you can make while you're at home. He made
okay.
But it's just taking all those ideas that you kind of were thinking about one time, make it into a project, have fun with it, share it.
I love artists. They think totally different than me, Tim. Mary, you're very healthy for our community. We appreciate you.
We all need each other.
We do. And we need people who don't abandon the community and run to the nearest beach.
Oh,
Get that man a better bed sheet to sit in front of.
I know, seriously.
Oh, no. It's been good meeting with you. Any other things floating on the magic desk? Or is that, did we?
She had a poem.
Oh, yeah, I had a poem. Do you want me to read a poem?
Oh, yeah. You might as well take us out with the poem, I think.
Yeah, okay.
And then we can wrap things up, yeah.
I thought that this was a good one, talking about silver linings in the day.
Okay.
So this is Why I Wake Early by Mary Oliver. Hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of the tulips and the nodding morning glories and into the windows of even the miserable and the crotchety. The best preacher that ever was, dear star, that just happens to be where you are in the universe, to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with warm touching, to hold us in the great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now how I start the day, in happiness and in kindness.
Love Mary Oliver. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, good one.
She's
And we
terrific.
got a big full moon tonight, guys. Go say hello to it. Take a walk.
Awesome. Awesome.
Cool. Well, Corey, do we have anything else before we wrap this up?
I think that's it. Sunscreen, Tim. Sunscreen.
I know. I'm really feeling it.
Do you guys need me to play you out?
Yeah, play it while Tim signs us out. Play something. Yeah.
I'll ease down on the volume this time.
Thank you all for watching the Palouse Church on a Hill podcast. This has been Tim Sievers and Pastor Corey with our special guest, Mary Welcome, and we wish you a safe and happy day. Thanks for watching.